made a great block on Gary Fensick that provided Williams with the opportunity to break inside and make some good yardage on that last play.
How about this score? Kansas City 21, Oakland nothing in the third. Gary Barbaro just intercepted a Ken Staver pass and ran 70 yards for a touchdown. Second down, 2. Dolphins on their 49. Larry Sonka. And the old guy has come back home again. They said, is this like the good old days, Larry? And he says, this is the good old days.
Nothing but a simple off-tackle play. They just give it to him. He runs to the right side. You see Larry Little behind, is not involved in the play. He covers up the ball well. Finally tackled there by Doug Plank, but he makes a good gain on the play.
He's passed Leroy Kelly of the Browns. He's now the 6th leading ball carrier of all time in the NFL. First down, Miami on the Bears 44. No score. 7:13 to go. Up they go to the right. Take and go. Down that far sideline. Still on his feet and now finally spun around. There's Duriel Harris, who's averaged nearly 19 yards a catch this year.
I think we'll see the Miami team throw an awful lot in front of the defensive backs. This is what happens here. He takes a sweep to the outside, throws a quick screen to the right side to Harris. Larry Little is out in front, number 66. The tight end also is out in front, Bruce Hardy. He makes a good inside-outside move. Schmidt, the defensive corner, gets suckered on the play, and it's a big gain for the Miami Dolphins.
First down, Miami on the Bears 26. Delvin Williams. Williams has averaged 1,100 yards a season the last 3 years. The only back in the Pro Bowl history to make it from both the National Conference and the American Conference. They're in an overtime, a tie game, and at one stage, Houston was behind 24-0 in that game. They rallied to beat the Redskins in the opening game of the season. Second down, 8. Norm Bulash replaces Larry Sonka. Bulash will be number 31.
They like Bulash in the passing situations and get Zonka out of there whenever they can on long yardage situations.
Second and 8. Delvin Williams on a cut back, hemmed in. And the Bears had some excellent pursuit that time. They run Williams out of bounds. Gary Fensick, Virgil Livers in that secondary. This is a hard-hitting Bear secondary. Fensick off the injured list, back in with Plank. 2 jolting safety men. And Schmidt and Livers are the cornerback. Monday night on CBS. We'll have the White Shadow, MASH, WKRP in Cincinnati, and Lou Grant. Quite a lineup. And a good lineup here. Miami on the Bears 23-yard line. Gary Davis is in replacing Delvin Williams. Third down and 7. Don Strock, straight drop back. He's got it at the 10. And down to the 6 on a crossing pattern, Matt Moore, who can hang on to that ball and is an excellent third down player.
They try to move Matt Moore around as much as they can. That time he lined up as a tight end that time and started down the field, came across the middle, was open on the play, led nicely, and makes a big gain on that last play.
First and goal to go.
Matt Moore is very versatile. They use him in the backfield sometimes. Sometimes as a tight end, and other times as a flanker or a man in motion.
All right, it's Sonka and Delvin Williams, the back. Behind Strock. 2 tight ends. Ronnie Lee, a rookie, the other tight end. Delvin Williams cutting back. He's ganged up at the 5-yard line. He was hit first by Alan Page, who has had a tremendous resurgence in a Bear uniform. Page slowed him down, and then a couple other men ran into him at the line of scrimmage. He wiggled forward for a half yard. Second down, 5 to go for a Miami touchdown. 49ers over New Orleans, 7-0 in the first period. And the Redskins 17, the Cardinals 7. That's in the fourth quarter. Second down, 5. Sonka down to the 3-yard line. Dan Hampton, rookie left end. Also 46 came up, Doug Plank, and the middle linebacker, Tom Hicks.
That was a trap play. They faked the toss to Williams, hand back to Larry Zonka, and Ed Newman, number 64, the left guard, was pulling and trapping on the play. And the trap block is very simply you permit a defensive lineman to come across the line of scrimmage, like he isn't going to be blocking from the inside out.
Rydolph is in there in the front wall now. 5 down linemen for the Bears. 3rd and 3 for a Miami touchdown. Brock will throw for it. Out it goes, wide open, and missed. Missed out there is Lee, the rookie. It was throwing high, but he had his fingertips on it.
That was a pick play. They were in a double wing formation, and Nat Moore picked the strong safety, Pinsick, knocked him off course. For that reason, the tight end was wide open. I'm surprised that the official did not call it, but he didn't. But it was a definite pick on the play.
You can pick in basketball, but not in football.
Not in football.
Secondary.
You can if they don't see you, I guess.
Which they just did. All right. Von Schaman, the rookie from Oklahoma, will try a 21-yard field goal. Brock will hold. And the kick is up. The kick is good, and Miami's on the board with 3:33 to play in the first period. All right, we'll be back here. Miami, Florida. Our score, the Miami Dolphins 3 and the Chicago Bears 0. Uwe von Schaman, who has coached the girls' soccer team, will kick it off soccer style now after the Miami 57-yard drive that culminated in a field goal. The boot is coming to Baschnagel, former Ohio State wingback, out to the 10, 15, 20. He fumbles the ball, and Miami has recovered it. The whistle had already blown. The ball was dead. It'll be the Bears' ball. A tremendous hit by Don Pessalou, a rookie from Georgia Tech.
Watch this good hit. This is a great illustration of how you're supposed to tackle. Don Pessalou, watch him. Wraps his arms around his legs and drives him right into the turf. Beautiful tackle by Don Pessalou, the rookie from Georgia Tech.
Baschnagel, I believe, is the man down. I'd be down too after that one. Who was he nailed there? We had a final score. Buffalo defeated the Jets, I think, 46-31. But the story of that game is a sensational rookie, Jerry Butler, an All-American at Clemson, who caught over 250 yards of passes, 2 long ones of 76 and 71. He had at least 9 catches, and one of the greatest days in the history of the Buffalo franchise for a wide receiver, and he's just a rookie. In fact, there are 2 rookies today evidently having good days, Clemson alumni. Steve Fuller, the starting quarterback over in Kansas City. They like him for the future, Henry.
Yeah, from what I understand, he's taken over the quarterback position, and they seemingly like him very much, and it's very obvious because he's been their starter the last 2 weeks.
Bears ball on the 22, their own 22. 3:21 to play in the first period, and the Dolphins are leading 3-0. In the eye. That's Peyton. 25 is out of bounds on the 27. But he went down, they say, before he went out of bounds. Tim Foley, the strong safety, came up to get him. They call these guys the no-name guys on the Miami team. They think just as good as the first no-name defense, and they really don't have any stars.
But they're a very well-knit operation. They do a terrific job defensively. Walter Payton really flew around that corner that time, and just amazing how fast he can fly.
Well, he can walk 50 yards on his hands. What an athlete. Looking for that daylight. Oh, he's running into wherever he goes today, every step. They're sliding, they're pursuing, they're keying on him. He's a marked man every time he goes out, and he still does it. He's down on the 31-yard line of the Bears, a 4-yard gain. It's 3rd and 1. The Baumhauer, the nose tackle, then Herder, the left end, made that last stop. 3rd and a short 1 for the Bears on their 31. Baschnagel and Tauber in there, along with James Scott. Well, Scott comes out, the wide receiver. They want the blocking power. Bolden Richards is out. Latta's in there as a tight end. Dave Williams. Williams very close to it. They have it. I don't know. We'll have to untangle him. Baumhauer wedged under the pile. I believe everybody was looking for Peyton to get the ball, Hank.
Well, they were in a fullback formation that time, and they were leaning a little bit that way. It looked like the fullback would get the ball. Ted Albright, Noah Jackson on the left side really didn't get much of a surge. There's not much running room. Peyton was blocking on the play. It's going to be close. Let's see how they mark it.
First down, Chicago.
One thing about the Bears, you know they have to run to win. They like to feature the play-action passes once they get in a good field position. But they're a very patient team, and the nice thing about it is they do not deviate from their personality. They know how they must play to win, and this is exactly what they do, which is very big compliment to the coaching staff and also to the Bear football team.
Peyton has 14 yards in 4 carries. Evans has thrown the ball only once. This may be the second time. Now he takes off, 35, 40, good run, first down. Vince Evans scrambling out of that pocket. That's why they like him. He adds some excitement and a new dimension to the Bear attack.
It's very important that you play with a quarterback who can move by design, and when he is forced to, that time it's a play-action pass with the express purpose of throwing the ball. He doesn't see anything open downfield, tucks the ball underway, very decisive, picks his way nicely, and makes a big gain on the play.
Over at Tampa Bay, Jim Youngblood just intercepted a pass of Doug Williams and ran for a touchdown. 6-0. Rams over Tampa, first period. Latta's in the game in place of the tight end Cobb. Walter Payton cutting back. Payton is hit by Baumhauer around the ankle. Baumhauer made a neat recovery. Ruster Chambers, inside linebacker. Chambers also helped. It is spotted down on the Bears 49. This has been their best drive so far. Second down, 7 coming. We're in the last 34 seconds of the first period, and the Dolphins are ahead 3-0. Cobb is back in. 2nd and 7.
See if they run right here.
Hit by Baumhauer, the nose tackle of Alabama in his 3rd year. They've been building this defense the last 2 years. Baumhauer, Dewey came up with rookies. Bo Kemper's in his 3rd year. Gordon is 4th. Great linebackers. And there is the gun. That's the end of the first quarter. What's the score? In the Orange Bowl of Miami, the Miami Dolphins 3 and the Chicago Bears 0. Kurt Gowdy, Hank Stram in the Orange Bowl. 3-0, Dolphins ahead. The Bears threw only 1 pass in the first period. That was intercepted by Charlie Bass. Walter Payton, the leading ball carrier, with 16 yards. Struck, hit 3 out of 6. 21-yard field goal by Von Dahmen is the only score of the game. Blackwood's in as a nickel back in the Miami defense. Chambers is out of linebacker. Deep drop by Evans. Fires wide open. He hits his man. First down Bears. Jim Scott, number 89. 4th-year player. He's the home run threat of the Bears, by the way.
That time they were in a slot double wing formation. Walter Payton was the only one in the backfield. He was open way in the middle area in the flat. But so was Scott, who made the fine catch inside, and another big play for the Chicago Bears.
17-7 in the 4th period. The Redskins leading the Cardinals. And San Francisco 7, New Orleans 6 in the 2nd period out of San Francisco. First down, Chicago. Bashnagel's in the lineup. Latta is out. The Bears on the Miami 32. Evans roll out left. The pass, he has it again. Right on target. And he hits James Scott. Number 89, Gerald Small, the right cornerback. Scott got in front of him, Hank.
That's the great thing about a running formation like they utilize so well. That time they fake to the weak side, to the tailback. Walter Payton threw the ball on an outside move to James Scott, number 89. He moved the defensive back backward, Jared Small, and threw in front of him a beautiful looking play.
Golden Richards, James Scott are the wide receivers. Latta's in at tight end, bringing the play in. In the eye, Payton to the 16-yard line from the 20, a gain of 4. Second down, 6. They're opening some holes up front now, the Bears.
And they're doing a good job of utilizing formation and using some imagination as far as moving the defense around. You have to stop the flow of a team like the Miami Dolphins, who utilize a 3-4 defense. You have to do it with men in motion and the utilization of formations. They're doing a good job of that right now.
Into the lineup is Steve Schubert, 85. Scott goes out. He's caught the last 2 passes. Vince Evans marching the Bears now with his passing arm. Second down, 6. Bears on the Miami 16. Delay to Payton. Payton outside. They chase it in. Payton. Hey, that was quite a play that time. And that was Norris Thomas with a rolling block on it. I think the only way, Hank, he might have stopped him because Payton breaks so many tackles up above.
That was a delayed draw play. They fake to the fullback and give it to Payton with the idea of running inside. He saw running room outside. And Golden Richards, number 83, made a good block on the outside. Foley is in pursuit, number 25. And there you see Norris Thomas making the roll tackle on Walter Payton.
On the 12-yard line of Miami, Scott is back in at wide receiver. Schubert is out. 3rd and 2 for the Bears. Miami ahead 3-0 early in the second period. Evans on a rollout. They're chasing. Evans has run out of bounds for a loss. About the 13-yard line of Miami. He was chased out there by Larry Gordon, the outside linebacker, number 50.
Ernie Roan, number 55, was in pursuit also. He was blitzing on the play and almost got him before he even got close to turn the corner.
And that's the first sack of the game, and it's recorded by Miami. There's been only 1 turnover, and the Bears have committed that. They're now with the ball on the Miami 13-yard line. The field goal team is in. Bob Thomas, who's hit 3 out of 5, the most accurate field goal kicker in Bear history. Baschnagel will hold. This is a 30-yard attempt. The kick is up, and we have a tie game in the Orange Bowl. With 11:54 to play, we've had 31 and 30-yard field goals in the first half, and our score now 3-3. Tony Nathan is deep to receive this kickoff for the Dolphins. A rookie out of Alabama. Bob Thomas will kick. Slight crosswind. And it's one of those end-over-end kicks. Fumble around down there. Picked up inside the 20. And up over the 30. They made something out of that. What started out maybe to be a disastrous kick. Kozlowski brought it back. And it's tackled by Luke Coons. Coons is the man that got him. And it'll be first down, Miami, on their own 32-yard line. That Bear scoring drive, 65 yards, 12 plays. On 4th down, Thomas hit the 30-yard field goal. The drive was featured by 2 excellent passes of Vince Evans to James Scott.
I think we'll see the Dolphin team, when they have an opportunity, throw in front of those defensive backs. They're playing very deep.
Run him out of the eye, Scott. Delvin Williams right at the line of scrimmage, falls forward a yard. Mike Hartenstein right in defensively, 5th-year player at Penn State. Look at that score. Oakland upset the Rams in their opener and has been downhill ever since. They're trailing Kansas City 28-0. That used to be one of the great rivalries of football when the man on my right here was coaching at Kansas City, Hank Stram. The Eagles 7, the Giants 3 in the first period. Jaworski, 53-yard touchdown pass to Robert Montgomery. Second down, 11 to go. Miami on his 31. Gronk is out. Kulak is in. Kulak is a good pass receiver. Backs are out. Gronk fumbles. The Bears have the ball. No, they don't. They lost it. Now Miami has it. Everybody had a shot at it. The Bears could have recovered that ball easily and let it get away. Tommy Hart was in there to make the rush.
You know, it's ridiculous when you have an opportunity to shrink the size of the field. Watch this. Osborne has a chance, number 68. He has a good shot. Tommy Hart, also 53. Watch, though. Instead of trying to just fall on the football, they try to pick it up when they're overly high. No chance to make the play, and they lose possession. Miami still has it.
3rd down, 22, and this Bear defense now, Hank, has really tightened up. The Dolphins are not moving against it.
You have to give Jim Finks and the scouts a great deal of credit because they've done a good job of rebuilding the defense of the Chicago Bears.
It's a quick defense. They move very quickly. They have a blitz on. That's Moore with the ball. Matt Moore went in the backfield, and he'll do that sometime. And he's tackled by Doug Plank, the free safety. And Miami just kept being thrown backwards on every play. So they've got to go into a punt formation. They'll have a 4th and 21. And George Roberts, the second-year man of Virginia Tech, who's averaged 37 yards, will come in to kick. And our safety man here to run this one back is going to be Steve Schubert. He's called for 21 fair catches last year, high in the NFL.
They ought to come out of here with good field position. Providing there's not a fumble or something bad happened.
Hey, nearly blocked it. That's right. Fair catch. Flag is down. They ran into the kicker. Now there are 2 penalties, and you can either run into a kicker, that's 5 yards, or rough a kicker, which is 15. Right in there was Bruce Aaron. When I said, "Ooh, he nearly blocked it," he nearly did.
He should have blocked it, Kurt. He took the wrong angle again. Had he gone in front of where the kicker's foot is, you see that? But he goes beyond it. The kick goes right under his body. He runs into the kicker, and instead of having a good opportunity, the Miami Dolphins will have possession again.
Defensive, running into the kicker. First down.
This can be one of the costliest penalties in football. You've given up the ball, and then you commit the foul, and now it's back again. Houston in overtime beat Cincinnati 30-27. 4th loss in a row for the Bengals. First down on the 25-yard line of Miami. Their ball. Game tied 3-3. Delvin Williams. Williams escaping 2 tackles, 30, 35, 40, and he has a first down. Let's see, when does the whistle blow? The Bears recover it. No whistle after he went down, and Jerry Muckenstern and Jim Osborne made that play. Bears ball.
Watch the block Larry Zonka makes on the cornerback, on the safety, Gary Fensick. Williams darts through the hole, fumbles the football. The Bears recover and have possession. Muckenstern recover the fumble.
That's the first turnover to Miami. So the Bears ball in good operating position. And early in the second period, the score tied 3-3. Bears ball on the Dolphins 48-yard line, first down, 9:29 and a half, Hank.
This would be a good time to throw the ball on 1st and 10 on a 1st and 10 situation. The last time they were in a position like this, they were in a double wing formation, and the halfback was wide open. Let's see what they do on 1st and 10.
All right, Vince Evans steps him down. Williams and Payton lined up behind him. He's going to throw on first down. He's going to go deep down there in a post pattern, and he overshoots his receiver. That was James Scott, but he was being double teamed.
With the flag down on the play.
Holding against the Bears, trying to keep the pass rush away from Vince Evans.
Yeah, I'm surprised, and this is not a second guess, but I'm just surprised that they wouldn't have thrown a play-action pass on 1st and 10 instead of going back into the pocket and throwing like that, because they like to run a lot on first down. Had they simulated the run, faked the ball to Walter Payton, then try to throw the ball downfield, I think probably they would be a lot more successful.
Offensive holding, number 70. First down.
That was Dennis Lick from Wisconsin, the right tackle that held. 1st and 20. Bears ball on their own 42. Doug Williams threw a 15-yard pass to Larry Mucker, and the score now is Tampa Bay 7, the Rams 6. The Rams missed the extra point in their score.
Here's that formation I was talking about a little while ago. Double wing, slot to the right.
Evans back he goes. He hits the short man at the 50, falling into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. It is James Scott, who has caught 3 so far, and Neil Colsey wrapped him up. Seattle leading Denver 10-3 in the second period. 39 seconds remaining in overtime at Cincinnati when Houston scored on a Tony Frisch 29-yard field goal, and Houston rallied, trailing 24-0 in that game. Steve Schubert's in. There's the final. And the poor Bengals are off to the same start they had last year. Well, we're back to a 2nd and 10 now. The Bears on the Miami 48-yard line. Out of that spread formation, Evans gets the time, runs to the 50, the 45, dances away, and is dropped at the 42-yard line in Miami. He's hit there by the veteran Bob Matheson. Flags are down after the play.
Yeah, I think they're going to call it a late hit. Let's see what they do.
That's a personal foul against Miami, and this will hurt the Dolphins.
Evans uses good judgment here again that time. They were in a double wing on one side and the slot on the other. No place to throw the football. Running room up the middle. Makes a couple of good moves.
Personal foul for a late hit. Number 20 on the defense. First down.
That's called Neil Colsey for a late hit. The Bears have a first down, and they're on the Miami 27.
This would be a good place here for a play-action pass. Let's see what they call on 1st and 10.
They've gone away from Peyton lately. There he is, Peyton at the 25. Upended as he started forward. Roan, I think, sort of tripped him up in the air. Then Herder also on that play, and it goes to the 22 as Peyton has a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 for the Bears. Giants over the Eagles over the Giants in the second period by 1.
That play was designed to go all the way outside, but Peyton really seemingly is running with a lot more control, a lot more deliberation, a lot more intelligence than he used to. He finds blocking areas and takes advantage of them. He did on that last play to make some yardage on the play.
2nd down 5. Peyton has 29 yards and 9 carries. This will be 10th carry. This one is only for a yard. The initial hit there, Ben Herder, in his 9th year. He played through those 3 Super Bowl years and just as steady as ever from a little college of Central Iowa.
Boy, he did a good job on that last play. It was a kind of a counter play, but he got good penetration and made the tackle on Peyton.
All right, coming in now is Batchnagel. Williams is out. Down and 4. Quick one caught by Greg Latta, the tight end. That was a little look, in fact. Just lobbed it up. They wanted the first down. They're close to it. Time out on the officials. Crowd booing about something, and they're going to bring the chain across and take a measurement. We have 6:52 remaining in the first half. Vince Evans, what he went through at USC. Hank, they had some bumper stickers. I did Evans in the Rose Bowl game when he was voted the most valuable player, but his junior year, they had bumper sticks. Save USC football, shoot Vince Evans. And he was an inefficient passer at first, but he worked hard. And now he's getting the confidence. They're a foot short. It is 4th down and a foot to go for the Bears. Tonight on CBS, 60 minutes. At Archie Bunker's place, Alice, the Jefferson, and Trapper John M.D. That's tonight, CBS. Well, let's see what they do. 4th down and a foot to go.
Willie McClinton, number 37, is in the game now.
McClendon, Williams, 2 tight ends. Oh, look at them. They're tightened up at that line of scrimmage.
They might go right to where they're lined up. Let's see what they do.
Miami jammed up to stop this play. Quarterback sneak, and Evans looks like he has it on the forward surge as he wedged behind Jackson, the left guard, Neal, the center, and Sorey, the right guard. And they gave him the room to go forward.
They gave him a good surge, and that's what you have to do. You have to control the line of scrimmage, and as you mentioned, they did a good job. The offensive line of Jackson, Neal, and Sorey, and made it possible for him to make that first down.
Since midway in the first quarter, Hank, I think the Bears have outplayed Miami.
Yes, they have. They've definitely dominated the second phase of this game.
28-7 now, Kansas City over Oakland in the 4th period. First down, Chicago to Miami 16. McClendon and Peyton are the running backs. Here's the cutback at the 15, and McClendon goes to the 14-yard line. 2-yard gain. He ran into Rusty Chambers. Seattle leading Denver 10-3 in the second quarter. Willie McClendon, a rookie from Georgia, Gained 1,300 yards with the Bulldogs last year. Ladders in at tight end, replacing Mike Cobb. 14-yard line of Miami. The Bears in possession. The game is tied 3-all. 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. A bruising defensive game.
They should run right the way the defense is set up. Let's see if they do it.
Too much time. Too much time. That Oakland score came on a Plunkett pass, which means they removed Stabler from the game behind 28-0 and put Plunkett in.
Offensive delay, second down.
Bears have a formation for this game where they take one back out, they leave Payton in, they bring in a wide receiver, Bashnagel, and put him in as another back, and then they shift out of it. It gives them 3 wide receivers. But Bashnagel could be a sneaky running back. On second down, 13. Got to McClendon, right on that play. That's Ernest Rome, number 55, from Henderson, Arkansas. He stopped him at the 25 for the loss. He was there waiting. He could have caught the ball almost himself.
Golden Richards was open on the outside that time in front of Norris Thomas, who was giving him a lot of room. He ought to be able to throw on the outside in front of Norris Thomas. He hasn't done so yet, but he should be able to do that when the time comes.
All right, let's watch for that. 3rd and 19 for the Bears on a Miami 25. Bashnagel is in. McClendon's out. That's that formation we were telling you about, but it spreads out into 3 wide receivers. Evans will throw here. He guns it out. He completes it at the 15. Forward motion stopped at the 15. And catching the ball down there is Dave Williams, a running back who came out of the backfield. Norris Thomas, they threw in front of Norris Thomas, Hank.
Yes, and you know, if they would use that formation on first down, that halfback in the flat is open, has been open every time they run the play. That's the first time they've thrown the ball to him, but if they do on first down, they're going to really make some big yardage.
4 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Neil Armstrong talking to his quarterback, Vince Evans. Field goal try coming up. 32-yard attempt. Bob Thomas has kicked a 30-yarder. The spot by Bashnagel. The kick is up. It is riding through. It's good. And the Bears grab the lead. At 3:55 to go in the first half. Our score here in the Orange Bowl. The Chicago Bears 6 and the Miami Dolphins 3. Thomas will kick off. Tony Nathan is deep for the Dolphins, number 22. The Alabama rookie waiting for him. Line drive to him. 1 yard deep, and he downs it. And I think that was a good move. He had to go back, and then he would have had to turn around to start his way upfield. I think he made a smart move in that.
Yes, he did. Used good judgment, and Thomas really got his foot into that ball, delivered a good blow on it, good contact. But the young rookie very definitely made a good play, good judgment by downing the ball in the end zone, and Miami has possession.
Miami's where they were, where the Bears were earlier in the game. They can't get out of trouble. They're down here in their own end. Payton has an abrasion on his left arm, but he'll continue to play. First down, the Dolphins on their 20. Don Strock, the quarterback. Strock to Zonka. Zonka rules, Zonka power. Surges forward to the 24-yard line where he runs into Jerry Muckenstern of Arkansas State. Larry Zonka came back here in his first preseason game, a standing ovation by 50,000 fans. 3,000-yard years in a row during the Super Bowl year. Look at Seattle. They've widened the gap over Denver now, 17-3.
Zonka's like one of those demolition balls knocking on those buildings. He's big and strong, and to tackle him, you have to tackle him, no, not high.
2nd and 5. Again, just short of the first down of the Miami 21. He's wrapped up that time by Jim Osborne, the left tackle.
You know, Zonka is so big and strong, if you try to tackle him high, he'll carry you and give you a free ride. To bring him down, you have to tackle him low.
Third and 1, and 2 tight ends are on the line of scrimmage for the Dolphins. Bruce Hardy, Ronnie Lee. Weigel, Hampton are in there trying to defend this play. They're going to fake it. Brock throws the bomb deep to Moore. He's wide open. He has it. Moore's at the 30, and he was nearly away. The touchdown was saved by Terry Smith. That's an old Bart Starr play.
A good call by Strock. Play action pass to Zonka. They have good penetration. Good time to throw the ball. He makes an inside move on Terry Schmidt, number 24. Turns him around completely, but Terry has enough presence to make the recovery and make the tackle. But it's a big gain and a big play for the Miami Dolphins.
A big gain is good for 53 yards. And they'll take a timeout now for the 2-minute warning. The score is 6-3 Chicago. Kurt Gowdy and Hank Stram, the last 2 minutes of the first half. The Bears are ahead 6-3. Dolphins first down on the Bear 18. The Dolphins are one of only 5 undefeated clubs in the NFL. San Diego was knocked out of the unbeaten ranks today by New England. Cleveland and Dallas play tomorrow night. One of those will go. Dropped it at the 15-yard line. Osborne and Muckensturm team up. 3-yard gain for the Zonker. Second down, 7. Tampa Bay gets beat today. And Miami is defeated here by the Bears. We'd be down if Pittsburgh remains undefeated. We'd be down only 2 undefeated teams.
One play that Don Strock throws extremely well is a slant pass. And the way the defensive backs of the Bears are playing, as deep as they are, a good opportunity. One might see this somewhere here in this drive.
Davis and Boulash are in. They're better pass receivers. The throw is the slant, and it's incomplete. He threw it high to Gary Davis coming across the running back.
That time the Bears really did a good job of camouflaging what they were going to do. They lined up deep, and then right before the snap of the ball, Strock changed the play. They came up tight on the receivers. He couldn't go to the outside receivers, tried to hit Gary Davis, but he was confused on the play. A very good job on the part of the Chicago Bears.
2 of the best defensive teams in the league here today. As we said, the Dolphins number 1 and fewest points allowed with 29 by their opponents, and the Bears have allowed only 34 points. And neither club has scored a touchdown here in the first half.
Matt Moore is playing tight end again.
3rd and 8. 3 receivers down. Brock's pass incomplete to Boulash, number 31. And it'll be 4th and 8. We want to welcome the fans who've been watching the Redskins and the Cardinals just join our network here. And then their incomplete pass to Boulash. And those that have just joined us, the game is 6-3 in favor of the Bears. Miami's going to try and tie it up now. We're in the last 2 minutes of the first half. Von Schaman will try the field goal, a 34-yard attempt. Strock will hold. This is no good. The second one he's missed to the left. And again, the fans are on the rookie. They love Carol Yepremian here, who made 16 in a row last year.
I don't know whether they're on the young kicker or whether they're on the management for...
Management, I believe.
Yeah, for permitting the old-timer to leave the campus.
All right, we have 1:09 remaining in the first half, and the Bears maintain the lead, 6-3. They're attending Nat Moore. All right, 20-yard line of the Bears, their ball. They're 3 ahead with a little over a minute to go. How do you play this, Hank?
You got to be conservative. You got to be careful. You must make sure that you don't make some kind of a mistake and reduce the size of the field and permit the Dolphins to come in here and get some points before the half.
Jack Delaplane is in the lineup, 33.
They'll probably come left here. Let's see if they do.
They do. Walter Payton. Payton hasn't broken the long ones, but he kept chipping away for 3, 4,
you know, I'm surprised,
5 yards.
Surprised that Walter Payton, running to his left, has the ball in his right arm, and for that reason does not have an opportunity to ward off anybody coming from the inside. If he keeps the ball on the outside, away from pressure, he's got a chance to protect himself down the sidelines and make more yardage on the play.
4-yard gain for Walter Payton. Second down, 6. They're letting that clock move along. They're using the tight ends to bring in plays, so Goff back in. Walter Payton has 34 yards and 11 carries. He's averaged 147, I think, a game the first 3 games. He's running against a heavy flow of traffic today. That's Payton. He's out to the 29. Short of the first down, and that may be the last play of the first half. Ernest Roan hit him there beyond the line of scrimmage. And the Bears look up at the clock running. That'll be the last play of the first half, and what a defensive game it's been here in this half. Hard hitting by 2 outstanding defenses. That's it. The end of the first half. In Miami with the score, the Chicago Bears 6 and the Miami Dolphins 3.
By far the most exciting week of the NFL season so far. Great highs and lows. Let me show you the highest and then contrast that to the lowest. Overtime, it was Minnesota and Green Bay. Tommy Kramer back. He wants Ahmad Rashad. Rashad with a sensational grab. Now there's a Packer closing in. He busts the tackle, outruns the secondary. Minnesota wins it in overtime. The low, Tim Mazzetti with a chance to win for the second straight week is off to the right. And Detroit wins its first, holding on against Atlanta. But the wildest game of the season matched the New York Jets against the Buffalo Bills. Keep in mind the name Jerry Butler. He was unbelievable today. Here it is, Jets with the ball. Watch Tommy Newton explode for Walt Michaels, 52 yards for the score, and the Jets went ahead 10-6. And back came Richard Todd, this time looking for Mickey Schuler, 27 yards to the 25. It was 17-6 Jets, and then it was Todd going to Wesley Walker. He was in for the score, 24-12. And back came Joe Ferguson. Last play of the first half. Threw it up for grabs. Ball is tipped in the air, and there is Jerry Butler. Runs under it for the touchdown, 24-19 as the first half ended. Then it was Ferguson in the second half. Going to his rookie again. Butler down the sideline. 73 yards this time. Buffalo led it 26-24. Ferguson and Butler were not finished. For the day, Butler caught 10 for 255 yards and 3 scores. The record for a single game, 303. Richard Todd rallying the Jets. Then he gave it up, and Smerlas picked up the fumble, ran it in. It was 40-24. Joe Ferguson with 5 touchdown passes completed a phenomenal day, going to Joe Shipp, the point after no good, 46-31. Jane, let's get everybody up to date. Let's go to the scoreboard. Final, there it is, Detroit 24, Atlanta 23.
Detroit held off Atlanta as the Falcons' Tim Mazzetti missed a 45-yard field goal in the final seconds. For Detroit, rookie quarterback Jeff Comlow finished 19 for 35 for 289 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And in overtime, it was
Kurt Gowdy and Hank Stram. That preceding announcement brought to you the public service by the National Football League. Bob Thomas with kickoff. Nathan is the kickoff receiver at the goal line. 6-3. Only 9 first downs in the first half. 6 by the Bears, 3 by the Dolphins. This one is coming to Nathan. No, he gives up on it. Up to the 10. And bringing it out over the 30 to the 33-yard line is Mike Kozlowski. And total first downs, they get 8 and 5 now. Rushing 75, 56. Passing, Miami had the edge with that one big play to Matt Moore. Total yards, slight edge for Miami. Bears had the ball. That's the payoff there. Nearly 19 minutes of the first half. First down, Miami, the 33-yard line. Don Strock filling in for Bob Greasy today, who has a hamstring pull. Strock on first down, throws the out pass to Matt Moore, trying to shake and go, and he gets over the 45 to his 48-yard line.
That's the thing that Miami, I'm sure, is going to do a lot more of in the second half. I'm surprised that they didn't take advantage of how deep the defensive backs of the Bears played in the first half. They came right out on the very first sequence, however, and took advantage of the situation. Terry Schmidt, Virgil Livers are playing very deep, and they take advantage of it by throwing in front.
First down, Dolphins. Their 48-yard line. This time they send Harris to the left, and Nat Moore to the right. Zonka and Delvin Williams are lined up behind Don Strock. Delvin Williams on the sweep. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage that time by the rookie, Dan Hampton, the 4th player drafted in the first round last year from Arkansas.
Gary Finsick, number 45, really came up well on the force and provided Hampton with the opportunity to come in from the inside pursuit angle and do a good job and make the tackle.
There's Greasy, just a spectator so far. He could play if he had to in an emergency. Seattle's leading Denver 20-10 in the second period with 38 seconds to go. Bulash in for Zonka. Reverse. A double reverse. That's Duriel Harris at the 50, 45, 40, 35. First down to the Bears 33. And he's hit by Doug Plank, the free safety. Double reverse.
The timing and the execution of the play was excellent. And it's indicative of what happens. They give the ball to Williams, who looks like he's going to, it was really Gary Davis, and gives it to Harris on the outside. The blocking is extremely good. Mike Current was out in front, number 71, was knocked down on the play, but finally, Doug Plank makes the tackle.
All right, the Dolphins are opening up, passing, double reverses. Dan Hampton back in, replacing Tommy Hart at left end. Larry Zonka. Zonka hits over the 30 to the 28-yard line. Mike Hartenstein, the right end, made the stop on him. Peyton had 39 yards in the first half. Vince Evans had 32. Williams had 33 yards for the Dolphins, and Zonka had 23 yards. Vince Evans hit 6 out of 8 passes. Strock had 4 out of 9. 29-yard line of Chicago. It is second down 7. Jimmy Cephalo replaces Duriel Harris as wide receiver. They're in a slot left. Rocca put it up.
Here they go again.
Ooh, a gambling play. Cephalo had it, and Rivers made the hit, but they were trying to intercept that one. Smith really intercepted it.
That time they were a slot left, which means that both outside receivers were on the left side. He whistles the ball well on the outside. Terry Schmidt is trying to double cover and help on the play, but he doesn't get there soon enough. Livers, number 24, finally makes a tackle. But it's a nice play in front of the defensive back, Virgil Livers.
Dolphins on the Bear 15 with the first down. The score is 6-3, Chicago ahead.
Remember the slant pass? They like that play down here.
This time they turned Delvin Williams loose. 15 at the 10, the 5, out of bounds. But he has a first down at the 3-yard line. Good flank drove him out, and old Larry Little, the right guard, pulled out and lit it.
Boy, did he make a great block on the outside play. A sweep with Williams. Watch Zonka going inside. Watch 66. Larry Little, watch him. Oh, we don't get a good view of it, but he really does a good job of blocking Gary Finsick, providing Williams with the running room to go all the way in, close to the touchdown.
We didn't get the view at the start when we got the bottom line when we saw that Bear player down. First and goal to go. Dolphins on the Bear 3-yard line. Dolphins have come out and really gone away. Williams, touchdown. Delvin Williams scores the first touchdown of the game. And Larry Zonka was in front of him and helped ease the way.
Running left with their left guard Newman blocking on the play. Zonka also blocking. The middle linebacker Hicks has a shot, but Williams very determinedly goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
A 67-yard drive, capped by the 3-yard run by Delvin Williams, has put the Miami Dolphins in the lead. Oh, they ripped them apart that time. The kick is up. Ron Chalman has it. The crowd roars. He's missed 3 extra points out of 7. So we'll be back with the Miami Dolphins kickoff. And the score now, the Dolphins 10 and the Bears 6.
Everybody knows small cars save gas.
Yeah!
But we dummies need more room.
Yeah!
So the Duffys are here on the Incredible Ford Factory Tour to find out what incredible things Ford is doing for the Duffys. Yeah! Children, this is Ford Motor Company's incredible new gas-saving automatic overdrive transmission. Repeat.
Incredible automatic overdrive transmission.
Roger.
This is the first transmission of its kind in any American car.
Susie?
At about 40 miles an hour, it shifts into overdrive automatically.
Julie?
That makes your engine work less, so it uses less gas. Yeah!
But the most incredible news of all is that they made this transmission available in Duffy-sized cars like this Ford LTD wagon. Katie?
Ford is incredible.
To take the incredible Ford factory tour, write us for information.
There's the capsule of the Miami scoring drive. That was an excellent drive. Brian Bashnagel on his 5-yard line, waiting for Von Schauman's kickoff. Bashnagel picks it up at the 15 to the 20, 25, out to the 30. He's over the 35 to his 36-yard line. And right on top of him there was Mel Land, a reserve linebacker. First down, Bears. Neither team has made many mistakes, Hanks. The Dolphins have fumbled the ball away once, and the Bears have had one pass intercepted, one turnover for each team.
This would be a good time for Vince Evans to start the second half, as far as the Bears are concerned, with a play-action pass. Do something on 1st and 10.
Evans is going to throw on first down. Quick out pattern. He hits James Scott out there, number 89. Scott operating in front of Norris Thomas, number 41. Thomas had ideas of coming up trying to intercept, and said, well, maybe I better not. 4 catches for John Scott. "43-yard line of the Bears. They'll have a second down and 3. Ricky Watts is in, replacing Golden Richard. Dolphins have just taken the lead, 10-6. Walter Payton met resistance that time. Bob Baumhauer, the nose tackle, just got down there and said, I'm not going anywhere, and he didn't.
Yes, he had good leverage, good position, good control that time, used his hands well, and was able to make the play.
3rd down and 2.
They've rolled out on several occasions in this situation. The last time they did it, they didn't succeed in making yardage. Let's see what they do here.
Everyone jammed up at that line of scrimmage. That's Payton. Payton is stopped. Baumhauer again. Baumhauer stopping pulls short of the first down. Twice in a row he's done it.
Yes, and that play was designed to go outside. Payton tried to see a little seam, thought he saw a seam, tried to go inside, and went into a great deal of resistance, but really he could have gone outside and I think made the first down.
4th and 2, and Bob Parsons in a punt formation. Tony Nathan is back. They had a receiver uncovered for a wide man. That's a good kick, a towering spiral into the far side. Fair catch called at the 19-yard line by the Dolphins. That's Mike Kozlowski called for that fair catch. And we'll be back in the Orange Bowl with the score, the Miami Dolphins 10 and the Chicago Bears 6. At halftime, Tampa Bay 21, the Rams 6. Man has been touting Tampa Bay right from the start, Hank Stram.
Yes, I did all 4 of their preseason games, Kurt, and I was really impressed with this team. They're extremely good defensively. They get better offensively every week. They're going to be very tough to contend with, I assure you.
19-yard line of Miami. Cefalos replaced Harris as a wide receiver. Bruce Hardy is a tight end right, which makes it a strong right formation. Block to Delvin Williams. Williams escapes out to the 20, and he went down at his 24-yard line with Doug Plank right on top of him, the free safety. And Zonka was blocking for Delvin Williams.
Zonka at the fullback position is like playing with 3 guards or 3 offensive tackles. He's really tough when he leads the play. He was out in front that time and has done a really good job in this game so far of leading the ball carrier, Delvin Williams, to the outside and throwing key blocks on the corner people.
We have a flag down. Regional games on CBS next week. Minnesota versus Detroit. The Giants at New Orleans. Washington versus Atlanta. That's where Hank and I'll be. Tampa Bay and the Bears in battle in that Central Division. Let's listen here.
82, offside. First down.
St. Louis plays the Rams and the 49ers against San Diego next Sunday. Consult your local listings for the game and time in your area. 1st and 5. Miami on their own 24-yard line. They're ahead 10-6 to Dolphins. Quick pop through by Delvin Williams. Gary Fensick, who came to the Dolphins out of Yale University, a 10th-round draft pick, and ruptured his lung. He was in the hospital, didn't get a chance to pay. The Dolphins released him. The Bears have him. He came in, he wants to have a big game today. Not with any revenge. He said he was well treated here. He just wants to show his old Dolphin teammates how much he's improved. First down, Dolphins on their 31. Play action pass. Strachan loads it down the middle. Moore has it. First down. Moore fell down, or he might have had more on that. They have first down on the Bear 47.
Play action pass, and here again they throw in front of Terry Schmidt. Coming down, cleaning it out across the middle with a tight end. Look at all the room he's got in front. He makes a great catch behind him. Matt Moore does. He's tackled by Terry Schmidt. But the Miami Dolphins are really starting to take advantage of something they had early in the game and didn't pursue. They're pursuing it now and look like they're having good success.
Don Strock from Virginia Tech puts them in the 1st and 10. Gives it off. Bronca bulldozing over the 45 to the 43. He may be 32 years old and 11-year veteran, but he can still move some people out of the way.
He's got so much strength. Watching him come off the ball, nothing fancy. He just goes into the pile. Kuchenberg, the left tackle, Newman, the left guard, Langer, the center. He just goes into that pile, and look at him knock people backward. Look at Sturm go back with the blow of the shoulder pad on Larry Zonka.
2nd down 6. Quick out pattern. Bruce Hardy has it. There's been a real surprise for the Dolphins. He was a touted high school star, was on the cover of the National Magazine, went to Arizona State as an all-state quarterback. They converted him to a tight end, and he came here and was drafted number 9 last year. Andre Tillman broke his leg, but he was contesting Tillman for the top job. He is now a starter in his 2nd year. No one thought he would do very well in pro ball, and Don Shula is very high on him.
And he's a disaster quarterback. In the event that something happens, he can step in there and play quarterback, and I'm sure would do a good job. He's an athlete.
Miami's ball on the Bear 37, first down.
They ought to throw the ball in front on first down.
Delvin Williams cutting back. Williams maybe has a yard, if anything, as Gary Campbell sliced in from his right linebacking spot. Also, Ron Rydoltz was in there. Gary Davis and Boulash now, a new set of running backs come in for the Dolphins. Boulash, by the way, was mowing his lawn, Hank, out in Texas one day when Don Shula called him and talked him out of retirement.
Yeah, he's got a rider more with a telephone on it, doesn't he?
Yeah. His father is watching today. Lamarck, Texas, has had a heart attack, but is feeling much better.
Gary Fensick came up nicely that time and forced the play, and that's why they didn't make more yardage on the play.
Boulash said he came back. You can't take away 20 years of my life. I was already missing football. He's number 31. Block. Ripped it out. Breaking the tackle. Bruce Hardy. And Hardy's out of bounds on the 12-yard line. The young tight end.
Winford Gaines missed the tackle, number 36. Here they're taking advantage of just throwing in front of those people on the outside. Here's the tight end. Winford Gaines, number 36, has a chance to make the tackle, misses. And Hardy does a good job of running down the sideline and is finally tackled by Gary Fensick, 45.
Miami's dominated this third period. They're now on the Bear 12. Time remaining, 6:42. Miami leading 10-6.
Watch for the slant pass down here somewhere. So they like to throw it, and it should be there.
Donka, touchdown. The old veteran of the crowd loves it here as he rumbles into the end zone. Everybody thought he was through, Hank.
Everybody but Zonka and Dan Shula have to give both of them an awful lot of credit.
Listen to the ovation for Zonka. Standing ovation for him. Here he is. Look at him. Break tackles. Goes in there at the age of 32. Says he's never worked harder in his life than in this preseason. He wanted to prove something, and he came back. Look at him. They have a love affair for him down there, even though he jumped to the World Football League.
I think he weighed 257 at one time. They got him down to 237, and he's keeping his weight down in good shape. There's
the kick. It's up and good. And the Dolphins extend their lead now. Timeout, Zonka. Down on that bench. And the score, Miami 17 and Chicago 6. Timeout, Zonka. Down on that bench. And the score, Miami 17 and Chicago 6. Miami now has scoring drives of 67 and 81 yards in the third period. They came out humming. A new kick returner, Ricky Watts, number 80. A rookie from University of Tulsa. Von Schauman's boot is high and not too deep. Watts has it at the 10. To the 20. Look out, he bursts through and he comes up over the 35 to the 36-yard line. Put the Bears in pretty fair position. Chicago's ball, their 36, that tackle by Ernest Roan. Strzok in the second half has 5 out of 5. Zonka's carried 3 times in the third period, 20 yards and a touchdown. Zonka's averaged over 5 yards a carry in the game. Now the Bears are behind and they'll have to get moving.
Last time they had possession, they were on the 36 and ran the ball on 1st and 10. Let's see what they do here.
Vince Evans puts the tight end, Mike Cobb on the other side. His pass is complete into Miami territory. Golden Richards snagged it. He'll have a first down on the Miami 44-yard line. Trying to cover on that play with Norris Thomas, but Richards had inside position on him. Tonight, or Monday night on CBS, White Shadow. Charge of the racism threatened Coach Reeves. Then on MASH, it's Hot Lips, a spy. And on WKRP in Cincinnati, Dr. Johnny Fever has woman trouble. That's bad. Lou Grant learns the hard way that an expose can sometimes backfire. Monday night on CBS. First down for the Bears. On the Miami 44. Peyton cutting back. And Peyton goes to the 41, a 3-yard gain. Can't find that big opening he's looking for. Doug Vedder, the tremendous young defensive end, 6'7". He's grown a half-inch since last year. When he was 14 years old, he grew 4 inches in 2 months.
You know, the one thing when you play against Peyton, you really have to maintain a disciplined position on the line of scrimmage and not get too much penetration and keep your lane so that he can't get a seam to run into. And they're doing a pretty good job of it so far, Miami is.
Peyton has gained 43 yards and 15 carries. They set the screen up. That's Jack Delaplane still going. He has a first down to the Miami 25. Where Neil Colsey finally nailed him. Jack Delaplane, who started his career with the Steelers.
Vince Evans goes back in the pocket and takes it nicely. Sets up like pass and then retreats. Throws back to Jack Delaplane, number 33 on the left side. The center, Dan Neal, tries to get a block. Noah Jackson's out in front, 65. And Delaplane does a good job of taking advantage of the running room and makes a big gain on the play.
17-6 Miami.
You ought to come right back here and throw again, Jack.
3:25 to go. This is not the radio network. Evans out. Now he's in trouble and they thrown him down. The hit was by Norris Thomas. Boy, was he rocked there. Thomas holds the quarterback record for the Dolphins, 95 tackles in a year.
What'd I go do? Go back to Monday Night Football?
Yeah, that's all right.
All right. Here he goes back in the pocket, but You know, here again, Jack, he's so much more efficient and effective when he fakes the ball to the halfback, Walter Payton, and throws play-action passes than he is just dropping back consistently. That's the offensive weapon that he should use more on.
All right, second down, 16. That's the first sack of the game recorded by the Dolphins. And a slot formation. Now Evans crosses it right into traffic. A near miraculous catch there at the 19 by James Scott. 3 men around him. Baumhauer put a hard rush on Vince Evans.
Boy, did Vince Evans really throw a beautiful strike between 3 defenders right at the numbers of James Scott. He had it momentarily, but not long enough, and it falls incomplete. But a beautiful play by Vince Evans.
That was the first incomplete pass of the second half. Delaplane was out. Walter Payton comes back on. Payton's been playing with a bruise in his arm. 2.5 to go in the third quarter. Dolphins ahead of the Bears, 17-6.
Got a blitz.
Look out, they're blitzing. There's a flag on Neil Colsey. A flag on Colsey against Bashnagel. Pass interference, it'll be a first down, Chicago.
You know, Evans really shows a lot of poise. He got a sniff of the blitz that time and saw it, recognized it, but in spite of recognizing it, in conjunction with that, he got rid of the ball nicely to Bashnagel. Pass interference by Neil Colsey, and the Bears have possession.
Defensive pass interference. First down.
Here we see it again. See the blitz coming from the outside. Blackwood, the 5th back, blitzing, safety blitz on the play. Colsey comes over the top. Definitely pass interference.
First down. Evans seems to have a knack of reading a blitz. He threw 2 long ones against the Cowboys when they were blitzing. Fakes the draw. He's got him open. Good pass and drop. Right into the arms of James Scott, and he couldn't hold on to it.
I don't know how you could throw the ball any better than that.
Yeah.
It was a play-action pass. Throws it right at the numbers to James Scott, and drops the football.
And Scott is shaken up. Last week, Evans completed only 5 out of 16, but he hit the big ones. He's been very accurate today. When he has missed, he's been right there with the ball, Hank.
Yes, he has. And James Scott really had a great chance to make that catch because it was right on the numbers. He just dropped it.
17-6, Miami. Zorn had just hit Sam McMullen with a 13-yard pass. Seattle 27, Denver 10. 10 minutes to go in the third period. Neil Armstrong, the Bear coach, going over some plays. This is a second down 10 for the Bears on a Miami 22. They screen it to the tight end Latta. And Latta rolled over on the 20-yard line. A tight end screen gains only 2, and that was diagnosed well by Kim Bocamper and Rusty Chambers, 2 linebackers. Third down 8, Chicago on the Miami 20. Time remaining in the third period, 2 minutes. Now the Dolphins get some defensive changes in there. They put Blackwood at 5th defensive back in. Bo Camper goes out. Bo Matheson and Bob Matheson's in. Third down and 8. Oh, he just missed him. He had him open, James Scott. Threw the ball low to him and tried to make the diving grab. Or the Bears would have had a touchdown.
Yeah, that's the first bad throw he's made, really. He had him open. He had James Scott open in the end zone on a quick slant pass. He sets up nicely. Payton is open also in the flat, but he delivers the ball, but it goes into the turf and falls incomplete. But James Scott really did a good job of running the pattern.
We'll have a 36-yard field goal attempt by Bob Thomas. He's kicked a 30-yarder and a 32-yarder in this game. His kick is up, and it is good. Now the Bears come up with a field goal with 1:31 to play in the third period. And our score is now the Miami Dolphins 17 and the Chicago Bears 9. Johnny Carson talks more frankly than he ever has before. when Mike Wallace profiles the king of late-night television tonight on 60 Minutes. I like that one network does a show on a star of another network. It shows me something.
Yes, it really is. A lot of class.
Wes Chandler is out of the game out of San Francisco with a serious leg injury. He caught an 85-yard pass that put New Orleans on the 2-yard line. He has the best average per catch in the National Football League this year, and he is injured, and we don't know how seriously.
He's an exciting player. Boy, he really makes the sparks fly.
He and Wesley Walker. How'd you like to have them on the same team?
Boy, they'd really drive you up a tree.
Thomas will kick off. Tony Nathan is deep. The kick. Taken by Nathan on the 10. Out to the 20. And is wrestled down on his 30-yard line. Maybe the 31 by Lee Kuhn, a rookie from Nebraska. The Bears had a 45-yard drive, and it was stopped, then they booted the field goal. And Miami has still not yielded a touchdown, and not given up a touchdown in 6.5 games now by rushing, and only 2 touchdowns in their last 6.5 games, counting the tail end of last season.
Yes, I'm really amazed how much they've improved defensively, and especially in their secondary also.
Jimmy Cephalo's in, replacing Duriel Harris. Over the 35, out to the 38. Ben Sonka. He's hit by Walter Scheid. I asked Larry today, you see last year? No! He said, I'm going to play a couple more, I hope. And I'm going to the farm in Ohio, and that's it. Ed Newman was blocking for him that time. In the third quarter, Tampa Bay 21, Los Angeles 6. 38-yard line. It was an 8-yard gain for Sonka. Second down, 2. Manning passed to Hardy for a 3-yard score to put New Orleans out in front. Play action. They give it to Cephalo at the 40. First down. Former Penn State star comes up to the 48-yard line where he's nailed by Lenny Walterscheid and Terry Schmidt. 14-6, the Eagles over the winless Giants.
The Dolphins are really taking advantage of throwing in front of those 2 defensive backs, namely, especially Terry Schmidt. They've taken advantage of throwing play-action passes, and also quick screens because of how deep both of the corners are playing.
This will be the last play of the third period. Delvin Williams is hit for a loss on the 45. There's the gun. That's the end of the third quarter in the steaming Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida. With the score, Miami 17, Chicago 9. We now pause for a word from your local station. Kurt Gowdy, Hank Stram beginning the fourth quarter. In the Orange Bowl, Fensick has a hyperextended elbow. He's out. Plank has gone to safety late in the third quarter, and then Fensick's come back in now. Well, Plank and Fensick are the safety. Bob Pierce has not played today because of a hamstring pull. And Boulas, Gary Davis are the running backs on 2nd and 12. Miami's ball on 1:45 as we begin the fourth quarter. Gary Davis running the sweep. At the 45 to 50 into Chicago territory, down to the Chicago 49-yard line. And the man that brought him down there was number 57, Lee Kuhn, along with Jerry Merkenstern, both linebackers.
Tommy Hart, number 53, the defensive left end that time, got up the field and got penetration, did not take a good angle, and just missed making the tackle in the backfield. But he was able to get to the outside, Davis was, and pick up a nice chunk on the play.
Third down, 7 for the Dolphins.
Still a lot of room on the outside here, Jack.
The pass is complete. And it's a first down. Gary Davis caught it He ran a yard and back of the first down marker and encircled and made it.
He knew exactly where he was, Kurt. Went downfield. They drove Schmidt back again, threw in front, and made another nice gain on the play.
Dolphins down the Bear, 41. And look at Seattle pouring it on Denver. Denver's usually tough on defense, but not today. Sherman Smith had just scored on a one-yard buck. Seattle 34, Denver 10. Oakland was beaten badly today by Kansas City, or is getting beat badly. So the Broncos and the Raiders, who dominated the last 2 or 3 years in that Western Division, are going to have some tough times ahead, it looks like. Williams of Sonka back in. Delvin Williams, 40, 35, nifty footwork, boy. He was really quick feet that time.
Zonka made the key block on the play. They ran a sweep from the I formation. Watch Zonka, number 39. Watch the great block he throws on number 46, Doug Plank. Williams wisely breaks inside of that block and makes a nice chunk on the play.
You know, Hank, when they can say a great block, you have to mow them down, Victor style. You just got to move them out of the way.
That's exactly right. Just give them a seam, and they'll take advantage of it. You know, Kurt.
Second down, 3. Dolphins in the Bears 34. Dolphins ahead, 17-9 early in the fourth period. Delvin Williams behind Larry Little, cut back. And he may have the first down as he stopped just short of the Bears 30-yard line by Wallerscheid, who's back in 23, and Muckenstern, number 58.
Credit Mike Current, number 71, the offensive right tackle. He stayed with his block on the defensive left end, maintained position on him until he was able to make the necessary yardage for the first down.
Delvin Williams is the leading ball carrier in the game, 65 yards. Timeout on the official. Walter Payton has been checked with 43 yards. He played against the Dolphins back in 75 and had only 26 yards in the game. When Shula's just after you, look out. Timeout in the Orange Bowl with a score, 17-9, favor of Miami. They're working on Delvin Williams. I thought it was his shoulder. Looked like it might be a neck or a jaw. He's got a little smile on his face, so he's all right. And when play is resumed, the Dolphins take over on the Bear 30-yard line with the first down. Miami now trying to play a ball control game and preserve their 17-9 lead over the Bears. 12 minutes to play. Pulas, the 30, and he runs it to the 26. You know, at fullback, Hank, there are 21 years of experience. Sonka 11 years and Bulaj 10 years.
You know, the nice thing about both teams, they're really both playing with a lot of intensity, a lot of emotion, a lot of enthusiasm. This is what you like to see.
Big Boo, that's Boo. He comes to the sideline. Sonka goes back in. Second down, 6. Dolphins on the Bear 26. Duriel Harris hasn't played for the last 10 minutes. There must be something wrong with him. Jimmy Cephalo's been in there, number 81, a wide receiver. Sonka. And it looks like he's going nowhere, and he winds up with 3-4 yards a crack. He's to the 23-yard line of the Bears, 3 yards. And the report is that Duriel Harris has a strained groin muscle. Now it's 3rd and 3 for Miami. Craig Morton just passed Dave Studdard. Seattle 34, Denver 17, still in the third period. Bulash and Davis on third down. Strock 11 out of 16 is a backup quarterback.
Bump and run.
There's a slant. Great catch. That's that slant Hank Grant was talking about. Matt Moore caught it. He thought he should have had a touchdown.
He would have. That time he came up on bump and run coverage. That time Smith did. He ran right by him, but he stumbled and fell, or else he'd have gone right into the end zone for the touchdown.
Miami on the Bears 9-yard line. 1st and goal to go. And Moore still mad at himself for stumbling at the end of that catch. 1st and goal. Hardy and Ronnie Lee, 2 tight ends. The Power Boys are in. Moore splits to the left. He's the only wide receiver. Sonka and Gary Davis are the running back. Sonka has the ball. Sonka return like this.
Here's a picture of the play. There you see the block, trap block on the safety blitz by Larry Little, and Zonka goes in for the touchdown.
I have to tell a story on Zonka and Shula when I get time. It amazed me at the time, but it really shouldn't, knowing both men. We'll have the try by Von Schaman. It's up, and it's good. 9:46 remaining here in the Orange Bowl. We may have a discussion. Oh, we don't. We'll be back. Dolphins 24, Chicago Bears 9. There's the human interest story this afternoon. Larry Zonka back with the Dolphins after jumping to the World Football League in 3 years with the Giants. And he thought Shula was insane signing him up. They brought him back. Zonka worked hard in preseason. Is their first-string fullback, has scored 2 touchdowns today. He got the big touchdown in the drive against Buffalo in the rain in the opening game to get Miami to win there. The kick is to Ricky Watt, who downs it. Von Schaman, boom, that one in the end zone. And now the crowd gives the kid a hand as he comes to the sideline. How about Strock, the backup quarterback? Strock is 8 out of 8 in the second half. He has 12 out of 17 in the game.
You know, you're really reluctant to say he's a backup quarterback because there's a lot of teams in the National Football League could use him as their starter and their regular. He would do an excellent job.
Hank, we gave an incredible statistic at the start of the telecast. Backup quarterbacks under Don Shula in the Orange Bowl, Earl Morrow and Don Strock, had won 14 games and lost none coming into this game.
Incredible record.
All right, Vince Evans has been a good one today also. He throws it off. That's Delaplane. I have to tell you something. I think Vince Evans has got a great future with the Bears.
No question about that. He creates a lot of excitement, and he's going to settle down and really be an outstanding quarterback for the Chicago Bears. I'm sure of that. That time he threw a play-action pass on 1st and 10. The receiver was open. He waited just a little bit too long to try to hit James Scott down the right sideline. Still dumped it off to Delaplane and saved, getting a loss on the play.
But he's like Grogan and Bradshaw, Hank. 3rd down, 9, 3rd, 11. You think he got him trapped, he can break loose and pick up the first down by himself. He's hard to contain, and he's throwing the ball very well today. 2nd down, 12. Fake draw. Out it goes. Right into the hands of Colby. Every time they say something in sports broadcasting, they'll go against it. He forced that pass. That was not a good pass. He forced that one.
Yes. It was exactly the same pass that he threw a minute ago, except this time Scott was not open. He threw on the outside with the anticipation, evidently, of Scott going outside, but there was a defensive back there. Scott wisely tried to hook up into the hole, but Evans didn't see it, threw the ball right to the defensive back, Neil Colsey.
Colsey from Oakland over here. Returns home and away. First down. Miami on the Bears 25. Time remaining 8:39. Miami leading 24-9. Zonka again. Fumbles. When he gets up ahead of steam, it's just like putting a locomotive out there under full throttle, even at his age. And he maintains possession. Goes to the 19. He picked up 6.
Just like trying to tackle a rolling manhole cover.
Yeah. Who was the little guy we used to watch in the old AFL at Houston?
Toller.
Charlie Toller.
Charlie Toller.
The rolling manhole cover. What was he, 5'5" or something?
I think it's 5'2".
2nd down, 4. Dolphins in the Bear 19. Zonka and Gary Davis. Shula loves dramatics, and he's leaving Zonka in there. Here's Gary Davis cutting back. Filled at the 18. Flags are down. Doug Plank hit him. Had some help from Lee Coons, which is going against Miami. You know, Miami has been a hot team against the National Conference. They've won 22 games and lost 5 in interconference play. Oakland at 22-5 and a tie. The Bears have won 6 and lost 21 against American Conference teams. lot of those wins were piled up in interconference play when the Dolphins had their great teams from 70 through 76.
Offensive holding, number 86. Second down.
That's on Ronnie Lee, the tight end for holding. It goes back to the 29 of the Bears. Second down. 14. 24-9. Miami ahead. They're undefeated. The Bears have lost once to the Cowboys last week. Gary Davis fumbles the ball. Flag is down. And again, Miami recovers it. Mike Hartenstein made the hit on him. Let's see what this flag's about. That's a legal procedure against the Bears. Neil Armstrong, who used to call his team signals in college at Oklahoma A&M with the great Bob Fenimore, even though he played left end. I never heard of an end calling offensive signals, but he did. Fenimore was no dumbbell. He's a very rich insurance man now.
He was a great football player, too, and also played with the Chicago Bears.
He was drafted by the Bears.
Defensive team had 12 men on the field. Second down.
12 men on the field. The Lions had 12 on the field and gave the Redskins an extra field goal attempt to get beat. What's happening this year with his 12 men?
They must think they're playing Canadian football, Kurt.
Right. North of the border football. Now it's second down. And 10 and 9. That's Gary Davis to the 20. Hurdles his way to the 15. Fencing on the tackle. Larry Little was pulling out for him.
Ed Newman, number 64, the left guard, did a good job of pulling and leading interference on the play. Gary Davis cut inside and took advantage of the blocks and made a good chunk inside for the Miami Dolphins.
The leading ball carrier in this game today is 32-year-old Larry Zonka with 70 yards and touchdown runs at 12 and 9. Delvin Williams at 64 yards. He's out with an injury. Walter Payton has been held to 4 yards in the second half. 43 yards total for him. Zonka gets the first down. That's what they got him for. Pick up some big short yardage and block for Greasy, but it's struck today.
Lee Kuntz, number 57, made the tackle.
You think all the press will be around Zonka's locker afterwards?
I'm sure he'll attract a lot of attention.
Coming off to an ovation. Miami first down on the Chicago 14. Time remaining 6:35. 24-9 Miami. The Bears led at halftime. 6-3. The pitch is to Gary Davis. 15. Cuts it to the 10. Alan Page nipped him from behind with help from Lenny Walterscheid.
You know, there's been a lot of talk about Larry Little not doing as well as he used to do. He's been very outstanding in this game today. I don't know how he's slipped any, according to what he's done here this afternoon against the Chicago Bears. The right guard, number 66.
This is a tough team to beat in the Orange Bowl, Miami. Since 1970, they have won 54 out of 64 games there. One stretch, they won 21 in a row at home. Davis on the 6-yard line. Maybe the 5 they'll give him. He's short of a first down. And that was Newman leading that time.
Well, he really made a great block. Ed Newman, the left guard, pulled on the play, number 64. Watch the fullback go up the middle. Goulash gives the ball to Gary Davis on the outside. Watch 64 Newman make a beautiful block on Doug Plank. Livers finally comes in to help make the tackle.
The roar you heard was the return of Larry Zonka. The crowd riding with the old fullback today. Pete Howell is also in there. It is third down and 1.5 yards to go on the Chicago 6 for the Dolphins. That's Steve Howell. No, that's Goulash. Goulash. There's the first down. So another veteran fullback picks up valuable yardage.
That time they had Zonka and Goulash in the same backfield with Goulash going outside. running nicely to the outside. Look at the fine block by Zonka on Kuntz.
Boy, that was something.
Bulash goes to the outside, and Gary Campbell, number 59, finally makes the tackle. They're really doing a great job of moving the football and blowing people off the line of scrimmage.
Now, Zonka, in his glory years here as a 1,000-yard ball carrier, is also a tremendous blocker. First and goal to go for the Dolphins. Zonka will stop him this time. I know Strock's trying to give it to him for a third touchdown. Number 39.
Bob Kuchenberg, the offensive left tackle for the Dolphins, also a great football player, played his football at Notre Dame, and also lives right out of my hometown of Gary, Indiana, and Hobart, Indiana. He's a great player there.
He's made all-pro as a guard and a tackle.
Yes, very valuable player.
Second down, a yard to go. Zonka, remember when he was a young player, had headaches all the time, and they had to give him special helmets. Zonka scores his third touchdown. Larry Zonka, nice over. And listen to the roar for him.
Bulash out in front. Larry Little pulling on the play. Bulash gets a nice block. Little gets a nice block on Kuntz. And Zonka goes into the end zone for another touchdown.
Well, I'll bet he's tired, Hank, in this heat. He's the man today. His old buddy Bob Greasy's on the bench. Young Don Strock has guided the team almost perfectly in the second half. Von Straumann, the rookie, nails the extra point. And the Dolphins have been as hot as the weather here in the second half against the Bears. So with 3:35 remaining, it is now Miami 31 and Chicago 9.
This is Stop Thief, a computerized cops and robbers game where an electronic crime scanner gives you clues to catch an invisible thief.
A broken window. Footsteps.
In Stop Thief, when you think you know where the thief is, make the arrest.
Here come the cops. I think we got him.
9-volt battery not included. Stop Thief, an electronic cops and robbers game, new from Parker Brothers.
Searching for oil here in the U.S. had gotten harder and harder. We laid miles of heavy seismic cable just about everywhere we could. Then, Phillips came up with a new way to search, using portable units like this. It works in mountains, swamps, hundreds of places too hard to search before. So soon, this country may be crawling with crews like ours, looking for oil here at home to replace some that's now being bought from foreign countries.
Phillips Petroleum. Good things for cars and the people who drive them.
Try and get a camera if we can. I'm not trying to direct the game. Here's Zonka. Look at his record. He's tied an all-time Miami record for 3 touchdowns in a game. But we have a number 4 on the bench who's a forgotten man for Miami, and we'll show him to you. He's the punter. He hasn't kicked in the game, and the Bears have kicked only once. Steve Schubert on this one is ridden out on the 25. Don Bessalou down to make. There he is. Thank you, Bob Daly. That is George Roberts, the second-year man, the punter, who's had a very quiet afternoon. He hasn't had to kick once.
As a coach, you like that very much. You hope he never has to kick.
You coaches love that.
That's what is fun.
Some days it isn't so funny, though, right, Henry?
Oh, you're exactly right.
The Bears on the 25 with a first down. 3:27 to go. We have now Bob Avellini into the game as a new quarterback. Avellini, number 7.
Mike Cobb coming across the middle from that spread formation was really open on the play. He just dropped the football. Avellini threw it to him nicely right at the numbers, but he just dropped it.
66,011 to paid attendance. Avellini has Willie McClendon now as a running back. Walter Payton is out. Payton had averaged over 145 yards a game. His first 3 games has been stopped with 43 yards in this one. pass. Latta, the tight end, out to the 30, still going, and has a first down for the Bears. Greg Latta stopped by Rusty Chambers.
That's the second time they've thrown a screen from that formation. The first time they threw it, they didn't succeed in making much yardage. This time they do a nice job. Avellini looks right, throws back to the left side to Latta, number 88. Sorey is out in front, along with Dan Neal, 52. Runs nicely in the inside area. Noah Jackson, 65, leaps into the pile, but he makes a nice gain on the play.
I want you to think about this one, Hank, in a couple of plays. You've been doing the games with CBS television, also on the radio network. I want you to equate the Dolphins with some of the other clubs you've seen. That pass is complete to Brian Baxnagel, number 84. And he's just short of a first down. You've seen Pittsburgh, you've seen Denver, L.A., Oakland, nearly all the clubs so far, and the season's still young. How do you rate the Dolphins and some of the others?
Well, I really thought going into the season that the two best teams I saw was Pittsburgh and New England. I saw the Dolphins early, and I know Don was very optimistic about his team. When I saw them early, they weren't not that impressive, but they're certainly impressive here this afternoon. They've been very impressive in the games they've played, so I would definitely have to rate them on a par with the two other teams that I just mentioned.
They have not allowed a touchdown rushing this year, or in their last 6 3/4 of games, and down to 2:05 to play. The Bears just called timeout to stop the clock. With 2:05 left in this game, they've still not allowed a touchdown. And again, it looks like, Hank, that Bill Arnsberger, who had a crack at head coaching, then was released with the Giants, came back here. Shula immediately hired his old defensive coordinator back, has built another great defense down here.
Yes, and going into this game, when you're talking about defense, the Bears were third in total defense, fifth against the run and second against the pass. But the Miami team was third in total defense, second against the run and fourth against the pass, and they played like it today.
Bears will have Tampa Bay next week, and Tampa Bay, the last score we had was ahead of Los Angeles, 21-6 at the half. Let's see if we have any later scores. Avellini plates a Vince Evans. Second down, inches to go for a Bear first down. Incomplete pass. That stopped the clock with 2 minutes to play. He was trying to get it out to Willie McClendon.
Willie didn't turn around quickly enough, and the ball was thrown out in front. Fell incomplete. Avellini to McClendon, number 37.
2-minute warning. And it is Miami 31 and Chicago 9.
This Bud's for every man who works with fire and steel.
This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Radio Shack has slashed the price on one of our top-of-the-line stereo systems. Right now, save $310 on this impressive realistic hi-fi. You get this quality AM/FM stereo receiver, a pair of realistic tower speakers, and this precision belt drive turntable, all for only $579. A great entertainment bargain and a beautiful addition to your home. The sale price realistic stereo system, just $579, only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
Fiddler. His target, women alone. He's the death car on the freeway. Shelley Hack and George Hamilton star in the Tuesday night movie at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Kurt Gowdy and Hank Stram here in the Orange Bowl, Miami. 2 minutes to play. A 22-point lead for the Dolphins. Tampa Bay in the fourth period is leading the Rams 21-6. That was the halftime score. Well, Tampa Bay is a strong defense and has held Los Angeles at bay, in the bay, by the bay. First down, Bears. Avellini sneaking it. Bears have 2 timeouts left. They're on the 45-yard line of the Dolphins. Quick lineup. Vince Evans hit 11 out of 17 passes today for 92 yards, had 2 interceptions. Avellini. Better throw it. He does. He's got a man open, and it is good. They say he caught the ball. Bashnagel gets a completion on that one at the 24 of Miami.
Bashnagel really showed a lot of good judgment, a lot of poise and composure on the play. He was deep downfield, and when he saw Avellini in trouble, he wisely came back for the ball, toward the ball. Avellini jumped out of the pocket and throws the ball on the move. Bashnagel comes back, number 84, nicely makes the catch.
That was a completion because as he was catching the ball up in the air, he was carried out of bounds by the defenders. And that is a completion. First down, Chicago on the Miami 24. There's a screen that is incomplete to Latta. That's the third time they tried that tight end screen. And Larry Gordon, the linebacker, nearly intercepted that. Carl Barisic was rushing from the nose tackle. Chuck Will, our producer today. Bob Daly, our director. Associate producer, Gail Bledsoe. Our field operations engineer, Doug Cleveland. Charlie Stenberg. Spears Malice, our technical director. Audio by Steve Farmer. Audio is very important in video. Second down, 10. Down the middle it goes. Bashnagel has it inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Larry Gordon made the wrap-up. Officials rush in. See what this timeout's about. I believe it's on the Bears. It is with 1:11 to play, and our score is still 31-9. Miami out front.
This Bud's for everyone who helps put food on the table.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
It's Ford Truck Week, the biggest clearance offer in Ford truck history. The best-selling trucks of the 70s must make way for the new 80 Ford trucks. Previously announced factory incentives to Ford dealers make lower prices possible so you can save hundreds on tough Ford V8 pickups, tough Ford V8 vans, tough Ford Broncos and Rancheros too. Save hundreds on the best-selling trucks of the 70s until the introduction of the 80s. See your Ford dealer now during Ford Truck Week.
We had a tremendous rally by Houston. They were behind Cincinnati 24-0 and beat them in overtime 27-24. How about this? Seattle was leading Denver 34-10 in the third period halfway through. Then Craig Morton threw a touchdown pass. Morton again to Haven Moses. Morton again to Rick Upchurch. And now Rob Lytle had just scored in the fourth period, 11 to go. And Denver leads Seattle 37-34. First down, Chicago on the Miami 14. 1:11 to play. Avellini getting loose. He was out there, but he went down. Where are they going to spot him? On the 1-yard line. Willie McClendon went down to the 1.
Avellini's pass taken by
Timeout.
Chambers on the tackle.
Bears have called time to stop the clock. This is not a surprise, Hank, and I'd like you to comment on it, this score. It's not a surprise that Kansas City won, but it is a surprise they beat Oakland 35-7.
Yes, it was a very dramatic win, evidently, Kurt, because today was a kind of a homecoming of the World Championship team of 10 years ago. They all came back to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the Super Bowl victory, and so evidently it was a brilliant day for the Kansas City Chiefs and a great day for all the great players who came back to watch that contest.
Now, you coached that Super Bowl victory. Let me ask you something. You had to work today. Were you invited back by Kansas City?
Yes, I had a nice letter from Lamar and was sorry that I couldn't go back, but I did hear from Lamar and wrote back and told him that I was occupied over the weekend.
Shula. That's Arnsparger. And let's see, New Orleans now is 27, San Francisco 21. Paul Hofer just scored for the 49ers, and they have 10:37 remaining in that one. Pittsburgh just squeaked by today, remain undefeated. First and goal to go for the Bears. Flag is down. I believe somebody moved on the Bears. Looked like it. You'll notice that Walter Pate is not in there. He had an abrasion on his left arm. Well, it's offside against the Dolphins. Well, I know somebody moved. You can see that blur that catches your eye. Payton has not played late in this game. And he only made 4 yards in the second half.
Defense, number 78, was offside, refused, touchdown.
Touchdown counts. The Dolphins, when that flag went down, sort of relaxed. Now the Bears got the score with 52 seconds to go. And the kick by Thomas is up and good. 75-yard drive. 10 plays for the Bears. It is now 31-16. Miami leading with 52 seconds remaining.
Hey, Kurt, Mr. Hallis has written a book, Hallis by Hallis, and I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting thing, and I'm looking forward to reading it myself. I grew up in Gary and Chicago. I've always been a great fan of Mr. Hallis and also the Chicago Bears. It'll be interesting to read that book.
Well, you know, he broke a hip playing baseball. He was a baseball player in 1920 and turned to football. Just think of that. That was 59 years ago. Hallis by Hallis will tell the story. He's one of the founding fathers of the National Football League. And 84, still takes a loss as hard as anyone.
Yes, and he's a great man.
He really is. Very loyal man. So I want to read that book myself. Hallis by Hallis. Getting back to that story of Shula and Sonka. When Sonka jumped to the American Football League, they had a pro football dinner in Boston. I emceed the dinner. The head table sat in another room eating. I asked Don Shula, I said, how about sitting together having dinner? He said, I can't, Kurt. I've got to sit with Sonka. I said, I thought you were mad at him for leaving. He said, how could I ever be mad at that guy? What he did for me. He said, I'll always appreciate what he did for me, the way he hustled as a player.
It's a great loyalty that exists between the two people, the coach and the player.
Bears try the onside kick. And the Dolphins recover it. There's Sonka. Shula never forgot, even though he jumped the league, whatever he did. Joe Robbie was mad at him. But not the coach. Jeff Gross recovered that. 3 touchdowns today for Sonka. He's been the leading ball carrier. Now scored 4 touchdowns in the season. I think we have Bruce Hardy in there. He's the disaster quarterback. Steve Howell's in there. Bruce Hardy played quarterback in high school, a little high school in Utah. First year at Arizona State, he was a quarterback. Guy Benjamin, the third quarterback, just recovered from an appendectomy. So they're giving Hardy a shot, I think, just to handle the ball in case for later in the season.
Yes, it's good to know that at least you can get the exchange made between the new quarterback and the center.
A tight end, the start of this game, a tight end. Final score.